Hello super friends and welcome to DC TV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And in today's video we're going to be discussing all the things that are going to be happening in the Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 finale, but more specifically the return of a fan favourite character, our boy Jax Jefferson, finally coming back to the show. And there's a very interesting theory I have regarding his character that could prove very important going forward in not just the season, but also the show going forward as a whole in Season 4. So let's discuss. So Legends of Tomorrow has finally finished on Season 3, it's wrapped filming, it's all done. And this is very important because this means we are finally going to we're kind of on like the final stretch now, we're kind of on the home stretch now to the end of Legends Season 3, which has been an absolutely stellar season of Legends, if you do ask me, and in my opinion it's the best season of the show, which is insane because I absolutely adored Season 2. But before we jump into all that Jack stuff that I mentioned earlier, there are a couple of massive talking points regarding this finale that have been confirmed to us that are interesting to talk about, so let's jump into those. Firstly, the recurring character of Jonah Hex is going to be coming back this episode. Jonah Hex always shows up once every season. He was in, one episode of Season 1, he was in an episode of Season 2, and he's going to be appearing in the finale of Season 3. This is appropriate because it seems like the finale of this episode is, the finale of this season is taking place in the Wild West, which obviously we seem to get a Wild West episode every single season of Legends, and that's always the episode that Jonah Hex of course shows up in, and that seems to be the case here. The finale seems to be going to be taking place in the Wild West, which is obviously, the Wild West episodes are always great, they're always fun. And to see Jonah Hex again, I really do quite enjoy Jonah Hex. I quite enjoy his performance in the episodes and his contrast with the Legends, and especially like when he supported the Wave Rider and stuff. It's quite cool. So it's interesting to see he's coming back. Obviously, we don't know what his connection is. We don't know if he's just going to show up there, or if the Legends are in the Wild West and they just recruit him because he's there. I don't know. I feel he's going to be a bit more of just because he's there and they're in the Wild West. It's like, oh, we can get Jonah Hex back for this episode. I don't feel he's going to play a massive role. I don't think he's going to have a massive connection with, what's going on in the season or with Malice or anything like that. He's just going to be there as just another character to have a cameo, really. Another character confirmed to be returning in this finale is Constantine. Now, Constantine, of course, made his appearance in episode 10 of this season, and it seems like he's going to be showing up maybe again before the finale, so we may be getting him a couple of times this season, which is insane because he's such a rare character. He obviously had his own show and then that got cancelled. He showed up in one episode of Arrow Season 4, and now he's back because he seems to have a good connection with the Legends show. Like, in terms of all the Arrowverse shows, the DC TV shows, that's the one he should be on. He should be on Legends. That's the magic show, it's the weird show, that's where he fits best, and he's been doing really well. Like, that episode of Legends, Daddy Darkest that he was in, was absolutely phenomenal, and it was really great to see him in there, because Matt Ryan, he just nails this role. No one can play Constantine other than him. He's too good at the role. So to see him back in this finale is awesome, and obviously we all love Constantine, and I'm sure he'll play a big role in this finale, because he seems to know a bit about Malice, he seems to know what's going on there. Obviously he has a connection with Sarah Lance now, so that'll be really cool. And maybe this means we'll be getting more Constantine in Season 4. My dream would be to get Constantine as a series regular on the show. I don't know if they'll ever do that, I don't know if they'll ever go that far, but hopefully this, this recurrence of Constantine on this show, it's giving us good signs that perhaps we could be seeing even more of him going forward into Season 4. Now, of course, at the start of the video I did mention that our old friend Jefferson Jackson is returning in Legends of Tomorrow in the finale, and this has brought up a very interesting theory in my mind that I feel could be very important, which is that Jax is going to be returning not in just this finale, but he's going to be coming back as a series regular in Season 4 as Firestorm. Now let me explain. So you're probably thinking to yourself, come on Deck, let's not mess around here. He can't be Firestorm. Firestorm doesn't exist anymore. Martin Stein's dead, right? Because of course Martin Stein died in the Crisis on Earth X crossover. And while yes, that is true, scientifically, Firestorm can no longer operate and can no longer work because, it's the Firestorm Matrix. It's two people, the mind and the body and the host, but now the mind is dead. That is true. However, a certain element has been introduced into Legends of Tomorrow this season that could easily make a logical reason as to why Jax could come back as Firestorm, so let me explain. One of the biggest things going in with this season of Legends of Tomorrow is of course all of the totems and the connection of the totems. I made a video a couple of days ago explaining and breaking down all of them. That was a really fun video to do, and I kind of brought up this theory a little bit in that video, but I'm going to go full-fledged with it here. One of the totems is of course the fire totem, and this I feel will be the final one. maybe the Death Totem, maybe, but I feel like this Fire Totem is going to be at least one of the last ones. Perhaps we're going to get it in like the second to last episode or at the very beginning of the finale. And this is why Jax gets brought back. Because if you look at the profile of the Fire Totem on the Arrowverse wiki page, it does say that the person who bears the Fire Totem has the ability to not only manipulate fire, but also to shoot fireballs, which is exactly what Jax Jefferson and exactly what Firestorm does on this show. Now, obviously, I know Firestorm is supposed to be his power is actually transmutation, but let's be honest, when has he ever actually transmutated anything? The only time I ever saw Firestorm transmutate anything was in like the Invasion crossover when they turned that massive bomb into a water explosion. That's the only time I've like ever seen him do it in memory. But what he mainly does is, you know, Firestorm on the Legends, he was always the big gun. You know, he's the one you brought out when there was a massive fight. You needed this big weapon just to level everything. You brought out Firestorm, and that's that. So he just shot fireballs. That's what he did. And you know, with this Fire Totem, he can shoot fireballs. It's a bit too much of a coincidence, if you ask me. So I feel perhaps that at the end of episode 17, because I believe there are 18 episodes this season, at the end of episode 17 we're going to get the Fire Totem. We're going to have Sarah Lance contact Jax and say, look, we have this thing, come and help us fight Malice and Damien Dark. We're going to give you this thing to give you your powers back. And we'll have Jax in the finale with our Legends as a new kind of version of Firestorm, where he doesn't need Martin Stein, he doesn't need the duality, he doesn't need the mind, he literally just needs this totem, and he can just use all that to be Firestorm, the Firestorm that we know and love, and they won't have to change any of the CGI effects. And to be honest, it'll probably be cheaper, because of course Firestorm has always had a massive issue on Legends, which is that he's a very expensive character to do because of his powers and his CGI. But if he's going to use a totem to simply shoot fireballs, you only have to CGI his hand. You don't have to put his head on fire anymore. So you don't have to do that. You don't have to worry about that. You can put all that aside and just have Jax shoot fireballs. And I feel that's what we will see happen. He will come back in the finale wearing the totem alongside the Legends, and he will help fight Malice and Damien Dark by using the Fire Totem to unleash his new fire powers. And then I then believe we will see Jax come back onto the Legends full-time as a full-time cast member, a series regular as Firestorm, but with this new way of being Firestorm. And I feel this is the perfect way to do it. You know, if they don't do this now, I don't see how they'll ever bring Jax back onto the show. Because obviously Jax, he's such a fan favourite character, everyone loves him. Franz Drama is amazing as this character, so he just has so much energy on the show. So to see him come back will be amazing, and this is the perfect way to bring him back, by having it a way that makes sense within the show's context to give him his powers back. And you know, it doesn't involve any kind of resurrection. We don't have to get Martin Stein back, you don't have to get Victor Garber back, you don't have to bring back a version of Ronnie Raymond. You can literally just have Jax by himself with this new way of giving him fire powers, and in my opinion it makes way too much sense, but it will be such a great idea when we see it come to fruition on screen, and that's my theory. So what do you guys think about my theory of Jax coming back in Legends of Tomorrow? Like I said, I think it's too much of a coincidence. I think it works too well, with the Fire Totem able to give its bearer the ability to manipulate fire and to shoot fireballs out of their hands, which, like I said, that's basically what Firestorm does on this show. And with Jax coming back in the finale, I feel it's too much of a coincidence. All the evidence lines up too nicely for it not to be true. And like I said, I would love to see this happen, and then potentially have Jax back on the show as a series regular for Season 4, with him back on the team as Firestorm. So tell me what you guys think about this theory. Do you like it? Do you not? Let me know in the comment section down below. So thank you guys for watching this episode of DC TV Talk. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, it'll help me out a lot, and share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always guys, please subscribe for all of your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And with all that said guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.